I'm currently in Paris, where I am probably one of the most brightly colored individuals on the street this morning. I'm walking to the train station after spending the night here in the city. I'm headed to Chamonix, where I'm going to go do the hot route. I don't even know how to pronounce it. And by the way, that's going to be a trend that's going to continue throughout the next couple days, is poor pronunciation of French names. I got to wear all my gear and I have to have my bag completely packed because everything I'll be running with for the next 5 days is on me or in this bag. So it might be a strange sight walking through the streets of Paris with this running bag and trekking poles covered in bright colored running gear, but from here on out, all I have is what's on me. My plan is to catch a train to Chamonix and then to do the hot route, which comes to around 22 miles a day with 6,000 feet or so climbing every day. Matt was supposed to join me, but crashed on his bike and tore his labrum or got a stress fracture on his femur. And Christoph will be joining me about halfway through as I get close to Zermatt. But I'll be running from Chamonix to Zermatt, 110 miles with around 30,000 feet of climbing. But first things first, I have to navigate Paris, get to the train station, and take the train to Chamonix. Just outside of Chamonix at a hostel, and I feel like the walls are paper thin, which is why I'm talking in a very low voice. Last week, beautiful weather. This week, I think, if I can remember the forecast, it's going to be rain, snow, partial sun, basically until I'm done with this hot route. Again, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. 100% sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly. I'm here at this hostel at the starting line of my 110 miles. Tomorrow morning I'm going to get an early start. Right now I'm just packing up things, trying to make my bag bounce a little less. Got to fit everything into that 24-liter Raid Light bag. I've chosen the bare essentials, which means that I could be really cold over the next couple days. The list that I looked at in preparation for this trip was a list for someone running this in the summer, and I have winter conditions. I really sacrificed some warm items of clothing in order to shave weight and save space, and I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. Tomorrow, I'll be covering 21 miles with about 6,000 feet of climbing. And I'll be going from here, Chamonix, to a town I can't pronounce. I've been calling it Champex, and I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I've been calling it. So I'll be headed there tomorrow. Gotta go over a couple mountains, but hopefully there'll be views along the way. You know the forecast says nothing but rain. I'm starting off on this 110-mile multi-day run/hike here from Chamonix to Zermatt in Switzerland. I didn't do my check-in in the hotel because the walls were paper thin. I could hear the guy in the other room breathing hard as he slept, as if he was in my own bed. My plan today is to start in Chamonix, go up the valley to Les Tours, then up and over one pass, down into another valley, up and over another pass, and end in a town called Champex or Champex or whatever. So far, no rain. There are some clouds. Hopefully they'll disappear. Rain is forecasted for later in the afternoon. So I'm hoping that today I can complete my 22 miles with 6,000 feet of climbing and get to the next town before the rain begins. But it's 7 o'clock here in Chamonix and it's very quiet. I'll probably start running once I get off of this pavement. For now, I'm just walking through, or about to walk through Chamonix proper, coming up. Cool town, but I can't wait to get on the trail. "10 miles in, but it doesn't really feel like I've made any ground because I have no sense of how far away I am from Chamonix because I can't see anything. I've been in the trees the whole time, and now that I'm about to get above the tree line, the visibility is only going to get worse. I still have who knows how much more ground to cover. I'd like to get down into the next valley before the rain, because up there at about 9,500 feet, it's going to be snow. Now I've got a 3,000 foot climb up and over the pass that I'm calling Balmy. Well, I made it to the Col de Balmy. Sun finally came out. You can see France behind me, and ahead of me I've got Switzerland. Right here I'm at the border. Probably one leg in Switzerland, one leg in France. It's good to finally have a view. It's a nice payoff. Had a baguette and a Coke down at the refuge down there. Headed up towards the Triangle Glacier. I think it's how the person told me it was pronounced. I've gone 19 miles so far, and I was hoping I only had 6 or so left. But whatever. I could go longer now that my belly is filled with a Coke and a salami sandwich. made it to my hotel room. I was off a little bit on today's details. Today ended up being 30 miles with almost 9,000 feet of climbing. So I was just off by a little bit. And then I booked a hotel in the wrong city. So instead of being up there where I'm supposed to be on the mountainside, I had to come all the way down to the valley, which means in the morning I get to start my day by reclaiming the 2,000 feet I had to descend to come down to this hotel. But an interesting day. That glacier was cool, that pass was cool. I didn't film very much coming down from it because I just wanted to kind of move along. Going downhill as slow as going uphill because these downhills are straight down with tons of loose rock and slippery boulders. Route finding sucked up so much time today. I was lost 50% of the time, constantly looking at my phone, especially as I got near civilization where trails just grew exponentially. But now I have to charge everything, all my batteries. I need to charge them up, maybe possibly wash some of my clothes, and then go to bed and do this again tomorrow.